Was it the right move or wrong move to fire Doc Rivers?
Skip, someone had to pay for this. This was an epic failure. And when you put two superstars together, you mortgage your future. The results need to be immediate. And this is not the results that Steve Ballmer envisioned when he mortgaged his future as far as draft picks. When he signed off on this, Paul, because it was a Doc that says, okay, we got to do this, Steve. We need Kawhi, and he says he'll be willing to come if we get him Paul George. So, Skip, someone had to pay for this collapse, and you can't fire all the good players. You can't trade all the good players, although a few will be on the block, Skip. But I'm not surprised. Even though Paul George says, well, we wasn't expecting to win a championship immediately, absolutely. Everybody envisioned that, and Skip, and that's what happens. That's like saying when KD went to the Golden State Warriors, if they don't win it, well, we really wasn't expecting to win a title. Yes, you were. That's why you put that team together. Paul George. Now, Skip Bayless, all that notion, and everybody saying, this is why Paul George didn't want to play with LeBron. Now you see, it became abundantly clear to me in his this playoff season why he wouldn't join the Lakers, because it's going unnoticed. Can you imagine? The Lakers are Broadway. The Clippers are a play at the YMCA. Can you imagine you gagging a line on Broadway as opposed to gagging one at the YMCA? But I'm going to say this. This is fact. This is what we know about the NBA that's different than all the other sports leagues. Superstars running. Doc Rivers is not at that door without the blessing of you-know-who. You know that, and I know that. So I hope Paul George sleep real good at night. I hope Kawhi Leonard sleeps real good at night, knowing they got a man fired that was the most successful coach in Clippers history. That's fact. Let me tell you what else is fact. In a Game 7 in which you were up by 12, Kawhi Leonard shot 1 for 11 in the second half.
He did.
He scored 2 points in the fourth quarter. Oh, my bad. He scored 2 points in the second half. He was over in the fourth quarter. He shot 24% from the floor in the second half of the 4 losses. And he clutched. He clutched.
What did he shoot in the fourth quarter of Game 6? Help me out. What did Steve, your researcher, give you on that? Game 6, fourth quarter. How about Game 5, fourth quarter?
Could everybody see it at home?
Yeah.
That's an L. That's what he caught. That's what he shot.
We don't want it. We're going to sweep those stats under the carpet over there. They don't work.
Whoa. So
I appreciate the fact that you have elevated Kawhi Leonard into the conversation with LeBron James.
Y'all did that.
You have.
Y'all did that.
You have completely accepted it.
No.
You know, if you had no respect for Kawhi Leonard, you would have just sniffed at this and gone on to the next day. You cannot leave it alone. You are so threatened by Kawhi Leonard that you are saying, I want to punish him. I want to drive it home that my guy is a little better than Kawhi Leonard.
Hold on.
My God.
I remember when David Black got fired. And you came out here and said LeBron James had that happen.
Sure.
Okay, then. I need that kind of energy.
Well, did he not?
Did Kawhi Leonard get Doc Rivers
Did
fired?
LeBron not fire David Black?
Did
he?
Hold on, Skip.
I think you said that.
Hold on, time out. You remember when Doc Rivers talked about load management and LeBron said, if I'm healthy, why would I play? And and Doc Rivers said, their plan over there is whatever LeBron says. Whatever number 2 said, that's what got you fired, Doc.
Because he is on LeBron's level. Definitely.
Hold on.
Because he's got 2 finals MVPs for 2 separate teams also, right?
And gagged.
Yeah.
One of the, that might be a worse gag. That's the worst epic gag job for a superstar in the history of the game.
Wait a second. What about the 2011 NBA Finals versus the Dallas Mavericks? Did you see what LeBron did in games 4, 5, and 6?
I did. I saw what
Lord
Kawhi did.
have mercy.
I saw what Kawhi did in games 5, 6, and 7, up 3-1.
At least it wasn't the finals.
Hold on. Think about what you just said. You said the finals. He can't get out the second round. That same team took 2 games off Golden State with a healthy KD. Minus Paul George, minus Kawhi Leonard. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard cost Doc Rivers his job. That's fact. Doc had to pay the price because when they put this team together, it was finals or bust. And they bust. They went belly up. So, Uncle Dennis, Kawhi Leonard, and that trainer keep bumping his gums. He called Trez Harrell a double agent. He been saying a lot of stuff, Skip. I'm telling you. Now, he might not say anything. See, Kawhi Leonard's style works really well if you got another leader in that locker room. Kyle Lowry was the leader of Toronto, so that style works. But when you need to galvanize someone, when you need to pull them together, Kawhi Leonard ain't your guy.
That should be the head coach's job.
No.
Yeah.
Hold on. Head coaches don't get no credit for superstars. You never gave Phil Jackson credit. You said it's Mike. You said it's Shaq and Kobe. Now it's Doc Rivers. No, Kawhi got to bear this one. Kawhi got to bear this.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Thank you. Finally. Steve Ballmer is the richest owner in American sports. Nobody in any league anywhere has more money than the 70 billion. 70 billion. Let that sink in with a B that Steve Ballmer has. Steve Ballmer wants results, and he wants them now. And if he goes out and gets Kawhi Leonard and he makes sure that Kawhi goes out and gets Paul George, he wants results now.
Absolutely.
Steve Ballmer believes what I believe from the start. That team would have beaten the Lakers in the conference finals. He knows it. You know it. LeBron knows it. Everybody knows it.
I don't.
Including Steve Ballmer. And he said, I cannot let this one slide. Something went terribly, inexplicably wrong. My team was up 3-1 on the Denver Nuggets. My team was way better than the Nuggets.
No, they weren't.
They showed you how much better they were because in the first closeout game, Game 5, they were up 16. In the second closeout game, Game 6, they were up 19. In the third closeout game, Game 7, they were up 12. They just kept showing you we're this much better, and this much better, and they couldn't seal the deal.
Pressure do that.
No, it's looking ahead to the Lakers. They've been waiting since Game 1, way back in, October. Game 1 at Staples, in which they just throttled LeBron and AD in the fourth quarter. Throttled them. LeBron James scored a grand total of 2 in the fourth quarter against the Clippers on opening night, and your man AD was all done in the fourth quarter because he went goose egg. He went big zero.
Yeah.
And the Clippers said, we got this. And they came right back on Christmas Day, and Pat Beverly blocked LeBron's tying three-pointer so badly, he knocked it back up out of LeBron's hands. OB, game over.
Yeah.
And I said, the Clippers got this, and trust me, Steve Ballmer, who probably is not exactly a basketball savant, he got pretty carried away and said, we got this. And all of a sudden, he had to sit there in the bubble. Remember, he was in the bubble with them. And he had to sit up there all by his lonesome in a box, stewing and watching a 16-point lead decimated. It's a 19-point lead dissolve. A 12-point lead gone.
I like peanut butter sandwiches.
What?
Disappeared.
It's impossibly wrong. And he watched from a distance as Doc, and again, I want to be clear about this. I am the biggest Doc Rivers fan. He's going to get another job, and he's going to do
whatever he wants, whatever job he wants.
That is correct, because he is that good. He's a made man. He has a ring. But somehow his voice got tuned out with the Clippers. This was his 7th season with the Clippers, and he's been very good, but they don't have much to show for it in the postseason.
You know what happened, Skip Bayless? Real talk. Let me tell you what happened, Skip. Is that when he came in there and they let him load management, because before he got there, they had no superstars. Everybody played hard. Everybody bought their lunch pail to work. He came in there not practicing load management. And then Paul George thought he was the equivalent, and he came in there wanting to load management and bull jive and not practice. And the other guys from Lou Will, the Trans Hair, looked around and said, what the hell?
Well,
they allowed it.
Okay, remember, half the team didn't want to even go to the bubble. And remember, they voted, as did the Lakers, on that fateful night. Remember that flashpoint night? They voted to leave the bubble. Remember that? And Doc said, I had to sit with them all night long until they finally came back around and said, okay, let's finish it out and play. Remember?
Skip,
after the Kenosha night?
Yes, but Skip, y'all been cheating the process the whole year.
Oh, we're cheating the process? Your guy, AD and LeBron, they say we don't want to go to shoot-around. They don't even shoot around.
But they play the games.
Yeah.
Your guys won't even play the games.
Well,
your guys, they want to play. And the best thing to happen was this. Because load management should be gone. Because Kawhi Leonard been hanging his hat on load management. You see what he did in Toronto? He load management. The only thing matters, Shannon, to Kawhi is playoffs. How about that?
How many did he load manage during the playoffs this year? Help me out.
No.
Zero.
I said the regular season.
Zero.
I don't know. Skip, how you load manage the playoffs? You can't.
Well,
you play them every day.
You could.
But see, the problem was, Skip, every time you lose, you had an excuse. Oh, he load management. And Paul George wasn't there. And Pat Bev wasn't there. And once they get all these guys back, everything's going to be free-flowing. They have yet to lose a game when they get all their big three. You cheated the process. Skip, you can't cheat the process. You hear my guy Go James talk about the process. He said, I never shortchanged the process.
Well, remember, this was their first year together.
It was AD and LeBron's first year together.
Okay, but all the other Lakers were mostly there.
Not Danny Green.
Okay, a lot of them were there. At least LeBron had some chemistry with the rest of the team. These guys were brand new, and they played, what was it, only 32 games together?
Okay. Pat Bev, he was there last year. What about Trez Harrell?
Well, all those guys were there.
Okay,
the two superstars were both new. Was LeBron there last year?
LeBron was.
Oh,
what
wait,
about AD?
I forgot.
What about AD?
Wait a second. LeBron was there last year.
What about AD?
And they missed the playoffs.
What about AD?
How did they miss the playoffs with the GOAT?
So, hold on.
Wait, LeBron went 28 and 27 a year ago?
He went 28 27.
And there was a low-light tape that we used to show?
28 27 to the NBA Finals. Like George, hey, we're moving on up like George Jefferson.
Really?
He moved on up to a penthouse, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
LeBron moved up from a blooper tape last year? A blooper tape.
Skip, let that sink in.
Wow.
Without Paul George, without Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers took 2 games from Golden State with a healthy KD. That's what they did. With Paul George, with Kawhi, they gagged 3 straight games. Yo got gagged. Skip, call it like you see it. That's one thing I love about you. You call it like you see it.
I didn't think my guy gagged.
What?
How about George Paul?
No!
Yeah, how about him?
No! Hold on, Skip.
And by the way, just to be fair about this, I called this on the air repeatedly. I said it's time for Doc to do something drastic here. Did you see one strategic change? Did you see a lineup change? Did you see some strategic change during the game? Did they go to zone? Did they go to this? Did they do this? Did they double? Did they figure out a new offensive plan? Because Kawhi was getting doubled every time down the floor, and they had no counterpunch to it. It's like, Kawhi, you just do it. Beat the double team and get somebody a shot.
Even when it happened, I told you, I said, Skip, Paul George don't want that pressure of playing next to Go James. Very few. Kyrie welcomed it. D-Wade welcomed it. Paul George went back to OKC because it's not the same playing next to Russ in that small market as it is to LeBron in this big market. He went to the Clippers because playing next to Kawhi for the Clippers is not the same as playing with Go James. And he gagged it, Skip. You saw him gag.
He didn't want to play next to LeBron when for years he played next to Duncan and Parker and Ginobili.
No, Skip. I'm saying Paul George.
Oh, I thought you meant Kawhi.
No. He wanted to play next to him. Yeah,
I agree. George Paul wanted no part of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't want to play next to LeBron. Huh? The guy that's so unselfish, the guy that's just, AD, is you, we gonna feed you. How many times, Skip, what was that game? I think it was the 4th game, Skip, when they come out and AD take the first 5, 6 shots. He ain't even looking to get his shot. Just giving it to AD.
Yep.
And you don't want to play next to that? You don't want that pressure because you know what that comes with.
So I'm going to assume that Doc Rivers, even as we speak, has his choice between the Sixers and the Pelicans. The Pelicans would be a lot of fun, but it'd be a long-term commitment because it's going to take a while. And I don't know, to your point, your constant point on this show, I don't know if Zion can stay healthy.
Right.
To me, the 2 nuclear weapons are sitting there in Philadelphia, and they don't know how to detonate. They don't know how to win. If Doc took Embiid and Ben Simmons, I believe he could mold them he could show them the way out of the doldrums that they always fall into in the playoffs. I believe he could go win the East in Philadelphia. I would hope he takes that job.
Well, he's gonna need to help Ben Simmons develop a jump shot, and he's gonna have to get Joel Embiid butt in shape.
I totally agree. And both of them need to be jump-started emotionally because they just don't play hard enough on a nightly basis.
The effort that.
If I could pour Bam in Embiid, Lord have mercy.
I don't want no part of that.
It would be over.
That dude average 40 and 20. He'd be the modern-day Wilt.
He would. I totally agree. Okay, well, maybe Doc could pour a little bit in there.
He need to pour something. But no. All I want to know, y'all cost Doc his job. Kawhi and Paul George. Hey, trainer, hold on, Skip. You remember he tweeted When the what? Oh, so one guy was in the lab. I ain't heard him tweet nothing about the guy in the lab shooting 24% in the second half.
Well,
is he still? What was his name?
His name is Kawhi Leonard. And if he had gotten into the lab with LeBron James, you would have been done.
My guy in the lab.
You would have been
my
done.
guy in the lab. My guy in the finals lab.
Yeah, your guy just had.
Your guy flunked the class.
Your guy had the easiest path to a ring in the history of rings.
Hold on, Skip.
Yep.
You told me at the beginning of the season this is going to be his most difficult because he's in the West and he has to go through the Clippers. That's in the basement.
Well, if the Clippers had been sitting there in the finals, you better believe
Skip,
it.
you get to advance if you pass the classes. You don't get to move to the next grade by failing classes. They failed the Nuggets test.
So let me announce this to my followers out there. The Clippers lost to the Nuggets. Just for Shannon Sharpe, I want to get this very clear. I believe, I'm pretty sure the Clippers lost to the Nuggets. I just want that on the record. The Clippers lost to the Nuggets.
They choked. Okay. Don't say just lost.
Because I got to throw him a bone here, because it's the only bone he's ever had on this show.
I will get it back.
Thank you.
I will get my cases.
Yeah.
We got 5 cases on this.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.